Well, and good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the launch pad. We are back at the edge of Starbase, awaiting the possible lift of Booster 4. Pretty quiet morning out here. A couple people out here for sunrise, which was absolutely beautiful. Got some pictures we can't wait to share with you all. But this is our last few hours here at Starbase. Unfortunately, Jiho and I will be hitting the road in the next few hours, and then making our way back up to Houston. And we are excited that we were here. And we'll kind of just get the lay of the land, learn Starbase, get to meet some incredible people with Will and Jessica and others. And we're just excited to be back here, hopefully in the very near future, for the orbital flight test. Met some amazing locals as well, and excited for some content to be coming your guys' way maybe sooner than we originally thought. Hey Aiden, good to see you. Stephanie, good morning. When launch? This point, mid to end of November at the earliest. So we're risking missing the end of the year, but hopefully they'll be able to get it this year and get at least one in. Hey Aiden C, how's it going? If you're just jumping on, take a moment, give the stream a like. Let us know where you're watching from, and share it out. Let people know. We're, I think, the first people down here really streaming today. So we wanted to get on a little earlier, get you guys some of these views here. Safe travels to Houston. Is that for a launch? No, not for a launch. We're going to be heading up there. We're going to be doing a boat trip this afternoon here in South Padre. And then we'll be driving up. And then tomorrow morning we have a VIP tour at Johnson Space Center, getting to visit the Apollo Mission Control Room, as well as the astronaut training facility. So we're excited to do that. And then we have to run straight to the airport as we have an late afternoon check-in, and then are on our way home. It's crazy the 2 weeks has already come and gone, but we so appreciate your guys' support. Hey Sky, how's it going? Bob, hello from Ontario, Canada. Great to see you guys. From Puerto Rico, Aiden, thank you for your stream. Live long and prosper. Thanks, Aiden. Yeah, we can't wait to get back down here again. It's just so cool sitting and listening, and yeah, just the sounds of Starbase. We may or may not end up moving just a little bit. This sign, I'm not sure if I want in the shot, but we'll see. Prosper, hello from Ghana. Thanks for being here. Morning from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Hey, Philip, how's it going? Adrian, UK, hello. Good job, guy. Thanks so much. I only have like 7 or 8 pictures. I have no videos.
You don't have videos?
No.
Those pictures that you got?
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay, I won't delete them just in case.
How was the wind today? It's really calm. Like maybe a mile or 2 in the gusts, but it is really calm. So it's a good morning for a lift. There are people all around the base of the booster already. So.
Oh. There was some screaming just now.
They're singing. Not sure what they're saying. But we're here to watch and find out.
Whoa! Almost died.
Jiho's dropping cameras. But if you guys have questions, you can send those in as always in the chat, and we will do our best to answer them.
Well, good morning, Zach. I got a question.
Okay.
Well, when will you be here next?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. I promise, guys, this was not planned. Actually, it was not. We don't know. Definitely for the orbital flight, maybe before. We'll see how quickly they're ready for it. But hopefully by the end of the year.
And if you are meeting me for the first time, some of you probably met me already yesterday. My name is Jiho. I'm one of Zach's closest friends. I had the privilege and the honor of joining him, just for the Texas portion to help him out and just experience what space is all about. Now, I know nothing about space, so Zach had to explain all of this to me and why it's so fascinating, and it is fascinating.
He couldn't pick out the booster 3 days ago.
No, I could not pick out what the booster was. I didn't know what SN20 was. I'm a noob, right? But, Zach's channel is exactly why noobs like me were able to learn more about space. Now, if you're able to give this live stream a thumbs up, if you haven't already, give it a subscribe, share it, so your space noobs around you can also look at Zach's videos and learn. Oh, okay, I never knew that about space. Oh, nice, I never knew that was a booster, that penis-looking thing. So, give it a like, give it a share.
Good morning, world.
Good morning, America. We are in America. Bye now.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Thomas, it's so early, Zach. It's 6 a.m. here, wiping sleep from my eyes. Well, I hope that last comment woke you up there, Thomas. Yeah, Sky LMAO. I LMAO with Jiho all the time.
Hence the crazy Korean.
Yeah, I call him my crazy Korean. Thomas nods. If you guys are just joining us, take a moment, let us know where you're watching from, send in those questions. I know it is bright and early. We were really tempting doing a morning shot sunrise, but we decided let's sleep an extra half an hour. Hi, Jiho. Don't. We're going to keep an eye on the base of the booster, because that's where we want to see a lot of activity if they're going to get ready for an actual lift here this morning.
take some videos like from up there too?
If you want to, that'd be awesome. Video and photo, yeah.
Video and photo up there?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Thomas, if I was Elon, I would test the pincher of the QD arm while the crane holds the booster stable before a lift. It's an interesting idea. Once they do the actual chopsticks, I think we could see a testing of that. Absolutely. But we might not see that till booster 5 because we're not fully sure if these Jiho.
Oh, sorry.
Because we're not sure if these grid fins have absolutely everything they need for catching, because there was never the plan to actually catch this booster. So it's a possibility, but we'd have to wait and see.
What's this chopstick you speak of? There's only one.
Oh. Greetings from Hungry, and I'm hungry. Hello, Pryor. How's it going? Good to see you. Well, eat your biscuit. You ate your biscuit.
I ate my biscuit.
So why are you hungry?
I don't know.
You eat your hash brown?
I did eat my hash brown. I'm hungry for life.
Hungry, a hungry Hungarian. Yes.
Wow, that's double the hungry.
It's so quiet out here. It's amazing.
I think this is the quietest it's been. Maybe it's because it's the weekend.
Which would be the opposite to what you would normally think.
Where is Will?
If you're just joining us, welcome. I'm just gonna let you guys listen in. Just hear how quiet it is. There's a little bit of grinding, and then I think it's crickets. Hey Samu, so will we see the first Starship launch with the chopsticks installed? Most likely, yes. We're expecting that the chopsticks will be installed, they just won't be used. At least not for their catching purposes. But we do expect those to be installed. That's why they're lifting the booster off, is to have some more room. We were here a couple days ago when they lifted the extension to the QD arm, or the quick disconnect arm, and it was tight, and they were very slow at lifting it. So I think they decided, just let's have a little more wiggle room, you know, be able to deal with the wind if we need to, and bring up those pieces separately. Better safe than sorry. Especially when you're dealing with the booster that you want for your orbital flight. If they had any sort of delay, definitely not something that they want to see happen. A good question. Robert, morning from Seattle, and I missed the second part of that. Let me pull it back up. What time is the lift? Really, any time now. They've got enough sun, the wind's calm enough. It can be really at any point. Thomas, Canadian bacon, Canadian beer, or syrup? Personally, if it was me, Canadian bacon. You can't go wrong with Canadian bacon. I mean, it's basically just ham with a little bit of coating on the outside, but it's pretty good. Believe it or not a huge syrup person. Like, I will if I'm having a waffle, but I don't have them often. They are working all around the base of the booster there, so it's a good sign. We got 50 people watching and 10 likes. Let's see if we can get it a little higher there. Samu, guys, Italian pizza is the best. Every Italian can cook one. I'm sure it is. It's all that sauce. Gotta have the good sauce. Good to see that much of the scaffolding and launch table. Yeah, so they've taken a lot of it down. We did see what looked to be some permanent stairs over by the build site, about 6 sections of them, which, looking at them and then looking here, look like they will be permanent scaffolding, or at least semi-permanent scaffolding for the launch table, because for a while they're going to need to be able to get up there and access it. So, but it is good seeing, you know, a fair chunk of it come down. Obviously, all of it will have to come down for the actual launch, because otherwise you just got debris flying everywhere, and they're not going to want that. I'm going to quickly jump in front here. And one more time. Those stairs are for the new high bay. I mean, maybe. But I think they're going to want something more permanent on these for a little bit. Any news or hints on the water deluge system? Not that we can see from here. We haven't really seen any water trucks here. That's one of the biggest things, is there's no water line. So any water they bring in for the water deluge system, they're either going to have to put a pump out to the ocean, or actually truck in. And they're not going to put a pump out because I don't think they want the salt water that close to the engines. Hey, Ian just came in the stream. Will it lift off? No lift off today, but they're going to lift the booster. So they're going to lift it up with Franken crane off of the launch pad in preparation to install the chopsticks arms. So if you're just joining us, though, let us know in the chat where you're watching from. You can send in any questions you have. We're glad to answer those for you. Have they built the pumps and pipes for the massive amount of water needed for launch? I think 2 of the water tanks are in place. So I believe the water tanks are in place. There are quite a few tanks already here in the orbital tank farm. And then they have the bunker as well. So they definitely are getting ready for it. But they do need a lot of water. And that's one of the things. If they were to, let's say, go for a launch attempt, get all the way to firing, fire the water deluge system, it might be a much longer recycle than normal because they're going to need more water. Mostly just a big fireball, not a very... Oh, it'll create a shockwave, absolutely. There are a lot of pipes that run up. So that's fueling, that's water probably, that's quite a few things. And we're seeing more and more of those pipes arrive. We saw a few of those pipes arrive yesterday. And they're the length of a semi. Like, they're super long. If you're just joining us, though, take a moment, hit that like button, and subscribe. It really does help us out. We're also here answering your questions. Last couple hours here at Starbase before we head out for now. It's really cool just sitting here, actually eating breakfast, knowing what we're looking at. It's pretty special. 2 years ago, if you told people we were going to be doing this, they think we're nuts and probably try to get us to see a doctor. But no, it's really neat just sitting here, taking the view and the sounds and smells, and really just know what this is all working towards. The fact that, you know, we're standing here on what's going to make us multiplanetary is astounding when you think back even just 5 years ago. This wasn't something people thought about. You know, Elon did, but the rest of the world wasn't thinking, oh, we're going to go to the moon and Mars by the end of the 20s. It's pretty special thinking that. And then thinking that, you know, everyday people like us will be able to fly on these starships in the near future, hopefully for Earth-to-Earth transport or Earth-to-orbit transport. Really quite special there. Drinking all the views, must be awesome to be there in person. It really is. It's we were talking to Will from Space News Pod and Starship Daily last night. He came and hung out for a bit, and we might see him this morning. And it's one of those things you just catch yourself sitting and watching, and just kind of the shock of the size too. Like, this is a massive tower. It really doesn't grasp the scale of it until you're here, and even then you can't really grasp the scale of it till you see people standing on it, and you're like, oh, it's that tall. You know, at Disney they use force perception, and they actually make things smaller as it goes up to give you that illusion of height. Here there's no illusion. This is actually just that tall. So it's really neat when you see people standing on the top of the booster. We had some incredible shots last night of that we'll put out in the next few days. That you really grasp the scale of the size of Starship. And that was something we wanted to do while we were down here this first time, was give an idea what it would be like standing in Starship. Just the size of it. What would that actually be like? Because it's hard to imagine. We have these great photos from Inspiration 4 of Crew Dragon, and have a better idea what it's like living in there, I think. But this thing, you're going to need to live in it for 6 months. Then you're going to land and still have to live in it. At least for a little bit. A few years. Dan, thank you so much for joining as a member, VIP spectator. I appreciate that so much. If you are in the Discord or would like to join it, the link should be in the description. If your name on Discord isn't your name, Or even if it is, if you can send me a DM, I'll make sure that we upgrade your Discord here later today, so you get access to the behind the scenes and everything like that. So we've been posting some pictures on there already. So if you guys want to see some of the photos we've been taking, join as a member, then join the Discord, and you'll get access to our early photo access. Frost, I love the space community. I can't wait for orbital launch. Elon Musk is a hero. Absolutely. Elon Musk is, you know, if we really think about the last 2 years with this pandemic and how much stuff has gone, you know, quote unquote backwards, I think some stuff has gone forwards as well. But a lot of stuff went backwards or got paused. This all happened during a pandemic. And I don't think there's anything more symbolic of that, of, look, we can push through if we work together. And that's really special. And I'm excited to see where this goes in the next year. Phenomenal coverage. You were there when I was getting ready for bed, and then you were there when I woke up. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. Yeah, we wanted to take in every minute we could until we head out for today. But we've met some awesome people, and we're working on getting some team members down here on the ground to try to bring this type of coverage a lot more often. Before you leave, use force perspective to get a shot of you holding up the booster. I can do that. Big thing I'm worried about is when Starship does a flip with humans on board. Just a truck going by. Big flip with humans on board. What will the G-forces be like? That's a big question. We're really curious on how that will all work and how forceful those will be. Why don't I try to find Elon Musk? I do not believe he's in town right now. Last I looked at his jet. Also, I'm going to give him his privacy. All the press is trying to find him right now with everything going on with him and Grimes. And that's not what we're here for. Eventually, one day, we hope to have a conversation with him. But he's his own personal person, and we don't want to intrude on that. If we saw him, you know, we might yell, "Hey, Elon," or take a picture. But we don't want to push. One day, we want to have a proper conversation. So we've seen a few Teslas while we're here, but we haven't seen him. I've worked in government and I've worked in other other sectors. When you got people like him, you want to give them their space. They'll respect you more if you do. It was so good. I can't wait for the last episode there, Ian. If all else fails, he can still have the world's largest disposable rocket. It's true. It beats the Saturn. We're hearing sounds like some more engines warming up. Hopefully one of these will be the big crate. Oh. When I was 6, I wanted to be a NASA engineer, but now it's a SpaceX engineer. Absolutely. When I was growing up, I always said, what do you want to be? An astronaut. And then shuttle retired, so there really wasn't an option. But now it's, you know, space reporter or space reporter astronaut, or not sure what the titles are. The titles are changing as it becomes more and more accessible.
Indeed.
Get a little more of a punched-in zoom there for a minute. TLP, what do you think of SpaceX planning to have more Dragons? Will increase demand. Will SpaceX keep Falcon 9 alive longer? I think so. I think it'll be around for a while. Falcon 9 has a lot of different things that it can do successfully, especially with Falcon Heavy, even with an expendable center core. And we're kind of seeing that with the next couple Falcons. The side boosters are reusable, but the center core is extendable. So, even imagine that, you've got a maybe 70 or 60 or 70% reusable rocket. That's still quite impressive. And the boosters are getting more than one launch. They're getting 8, 9, 10 launches plus, and then getting refurbished. So I think it's pretty impressive. I think there's a big market still for Falcon 9. I think military will still see a thing for the Falcon 9 for when they want private missions. So I think there's big industry. And then for travel, there's over 600 private people that have expressed wanting to ride on Dragon. Starship's going to be a few years till that's ready. So they can use Falcon in the meantime, but then also use Falcon for little joyrides for, a day. Like, eventually, hopefully, we have Earth-to-Earth Starships and stuff, and that'll be similar. But, if people want to go into orbit for a day or two, I think Dragon's a much better option. Starship's going to be like your cruises. So, Robert, does the community in the area support the project overall? I know some don't like it, but I would like to think they'd be exciting to live here. That's a great question, Robert. We were at Chili's last night, actually, and had a really great waiter that was helping us out. I'm blanking on his name, and I apologize for that. I know we had Carlos the night before. Chili's, really good. Also, really bopping place. Really busy, loud music. It was a lot of fun. And really good food, actually. But we were talking to him. I had my SpaceX hat on, and he's like, "Hey, do you guys work there?" And I was like, "We wish." We were talking about Launchpad and stuff, and we asked him, like, what do people think about having all this here? Like, what are people's reactions to Brownsville really being changed? If you really think about how many people Elon hopes to bring here, 10,000 next few years, that's really going to change a city when the city is only 170,000 people right now, or 140,000. So he said a lot of people are quite excited about it. He said a lot of people just see even just the value of, maybe they would have preferred their city stay kind of a little more quiet in them on the border. But they said they're getting opportunities that they probably never would have gotten otherwise. Elon's investing hundreds of $millions into schools and education and infrastructure for the city. And that's money that the city probably never would have got. Also, it's becoming a place that people want to visit, like us. I never would have come to Brownsville unless this was here. Never. I went to Port Aransas, a couple hours north of here in Corpus Christi. I would have gone to Houston, but I wouldn't have ever thought, oh, you know what, I'm bored, let's go to Brownsville. So that's creating a whole new market for travel industry as well. So ultimately, it's really helping it become this next major city. And people seem pretty happy about that. I think some people are a little worried with just how busy it's going to get, and how that's going to impact their roads, because their roads really aren't built for millions of people coming through. Things like that, but they seem to be working on it. There's plans to do more shuttle service from South Padre Island out here to Starbase. There's new roads that are being planned. So there's quite a bit in the process. So I would say generally from the people that we have seen, we haven't had any really distaste to us while we've been here, and I've had my SpaceX hat on pretty much the entire time. People have seemed pretty happy, so yeah. I can't believe Elon has to handle this whole world plus 3 or 4. Yeah, really crazy. Marcus Guy, hello mate. How do you stream? Do you stream from an iPhone? Yes, we're on a phone right now. We normally, when we were at Inspiration 4, had our cameras and switchers and everything. But I came out here solo, and then Jiho met me. So we didn't bring our full creative gear out here. We came more to record content, but we ended up, you know what? Let's go live. Let's talk to you guys, give you the views we're seeing. Test out like our internet connection and our data connectors and stuff. So we know now that, if we get this car with a hotspot and stuff is all ours, that we've got power, we've got shade, and we're ready to stream. So when we're back here for the orbital flight test, we'll definitely have some great coverage from similar spots to this leading up to the launch. And then we've actually started to finalize a couple locations, thanks to some locals, to bring you an exclusive view for the launch. So we're excited to share more about that hopefully in the future. Some are worried about the animals in the neighboring preserve. I say fire the engines once and you don't need to worry about them. I think a big thing about that, Thomas, is if we think about NASA Kennedy Space Center, it's the same thing. Really, there's little launch sites scattered around and then the VAB and a few other buildings, but it's identical to Starbase. It's a big wildlife preserve, and the animals are used to it, and they do have a wildlife reserve protection team that, hey, if NASA needs to move something big, they can go in and safely move like a turtle and then put the turtle back, or different things like that. So they can take care of the animals in the region rather than forcing them out. That's something we're seeing here. If this Starbase region, if you really look at it, it's not that big. You can walk from one end of the fenced area to the other in maybe 3-4 minutes. It's a couple city blocks maybe. And it's not even a city block wide. It's not a big spot, and the building site's kind of similar. The building site's maybe 5 or 6 blocks long, maybe 7. It's long, but it's quite narrow as well. So you're not really impacting a lot of land. Eventually, they'd want to put another tower, orbital mount, tank farm, another landing pad. So maybe it almost doubles in size, but it's not going to grow too much more here. This is a testing and development facility. This is not the final operational. That's going to be at Kennedy and Vandenberg and other major cities and spaceports around the world. So this is just for the development of it to start and prove the model. And then we'll see these type of launch sites being built all around the world. Robert, that's good to hear. Thank you. And thank you for what you and your team are doing. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. No worries, Ian. We'll see you later. Have the banana, great idea. Yeah. So you guys are just joining us. Take a moment, like the stream and subscribe. It really does help us out. And take a moment and share it. We're just here answering your guys' questions live as we hang out and await a possible lift of the booster here this morning. We have seen them do very early morning lifts. It's currently 8:20 a.m. Central Daylight Time here in Starbase, Texas. Not too sure what the temperature is, but it's a really nice temperature in the shade. And the wind is perfectly calm, so it's great weather for a lift. So we're keeping an eye on it. We're going to be able to be out here for about 2 more hours. And then, unfortunately, we will have to pack it up and say goodbye to Starbase for now. But we'll be out here for 2 more, so hopefully they can get this in the air for us in that time. You know how to deflate my jokes. Do I? I totally missed a joke in there, didn't I? Donald, good morning from Perth, Canada. Hey, Donald, good to see you. I totally missed a joke, Thomas, if there wasn't there. Sorry. Funny how nature preserves tend to be the best to launch ginormous rockets. It's true. At Kennedy, they tell you if you're within 400 meters, the heat will kill you. If you're within 800 meters, or 1,000 meters, the sound will kill you. If you're within 3,000 meters, the alligators and the snakes might kill you. Just because of the vibrations really sets them off. So similar here. But hopefully one day there'll be a visitor center and you guys can come down and get to see maybe some of the scraps from the early parts. We saw some chunks of Starship being hauled away yesterday on a trailer, which was really sad. I was like, can I have him? Can I have a chunk? Look at that view. There you go. That's pretty. Perfect clear blue sky. Just a couple little puffy clouds behind us. So what exactly are they doing? Sure, it's been asked 100 times. No worries, Robertson. So they have hooked up booster 4 to Franken crane, and we're expecting them to lift the booster off of the orbital launch table tonight and put it onto a stand that is actually stationed. I'll see if I can get this on the camera here, because I do not believe that was there last night, which is another good sign that they're working to do this today. Bear with me, we're going to move a little bit here, just make it easier. But if we look right in there, so you can see that black kind of triangular section, that's a booster stand that they rolled down from the build site yesterday, early morning, along with a few other things right before we got out here. So they've rolled that in, and that was not sitting there yesterday. So it is ready for them to lift the booster off and set it on there. And they're doing this because they want to have a little more space for when they're hooking up the chopstick arms to catch the booster. They want to have just a little more wiggle room, just in case the wind picks up or different things like that. When we saw them lift the QD arm extension on yesterday, or 2 days ago now, it was pretty tight. They had to be really in control of it. So they really wanted almost no wind at that point. But if they can pull that off, they have a little bit more flexibility. Hey Chitan, how's it going? If I stand under the engines when they fire up, would I turn to ash or would I? If you were right under it, you'd probably just disintegrate. Hey Chitan, we're looking at Starbase, waiting for booster 4 to be lifted off of the launch table, hopefully this morning. The Bourne movies are not a good reference to base your camera stability off. Probably not. Makes sense. Can they do a thrust ram test on the launch mounts? We did see a couple of the, we believe the Vacuum Raptor thrust mounts, thrust pucks come out yesterday. I got a couple pictures of those we'll be releasing as well. So yeah, so we're going to be out here about 2 more hours we've got until we'll have to pack up, unfortunately, and get ready to head home. But we're hoping in this time they'll at least start the lift that we'll be able to see. Jiho and I also be heading up to South Padre today, getting to jump on a boat for a little bit and get you some pics of Starbase from out there. Just giving you kind of an idea of the whole region. So, and then we'll be back up to Houston. So if you're just joining us, though, take a moment, let us know where you're watching from. Make sure you've engaged that like and the subscribe button. It really, really does help out the channel and the video for it. If you're interested in helping support what we do and have a TLP crew member here on the ground pretty much all the time, you can join as a Patreon member or donate on our GoFundMe or become a YouTube member or check out our TLP shop. Jiho and I have been rocking all of our merch for the last few days, and everyone seems to really like it. I'm in our Warning Raptors Loose, or No Trespassing Raptors Loose t-shirt. So you can pick one of those up on our Etsy shop, etsy.com/thelaunchpadshop. But if you have questions, as always, you can send those in. We'll be glad to answer them for you. Morning, Emilio. How's it going? They are lifting it to make some room so they can install the remaining kind of tower crane arm or tower catch arms, the chopsticks. So that's why they're going to lift it off and make some more room. So we're waiting for that. Also just taking in the views. It's just a really nice morning, really quiet. There's almost no one out here other than SpaceX employees. Kind of feels like we shouldn't be here, but it's really nice. That's going to be crazy to see those chopsticks installed. Yeah, they're going to be massive. And the fact that they move is going to be incredible to see. It's going good, Emilio. Great to be here.
Are you talking? Ooh, nice.
We are talking. Hello, Jiho. Jiho's back.
There are new people watching.
Yeah.
Should I do
Would
this?
be bad timing to find out Elon gave everyone weekends off. Could you imagine? I mean, they don't launch on weekends because they can't close the road. But, yeah, hopefully they still do it. They're testing the chopsticks. No, not testing them today. They're moving the booster today. Sometime probably in the next week or so, they're going to start installing the chopsticks. And then they'll put the booster back and start the testing campaign, we're assuming, of the booster. So they still got lots to work to do, but the chopsticks are just so large that we don't think they want the booster next to it, just in case something were to happen with one of the chopsticks. They don't want to damage a booster and all the engines that are on it. So that's what we're expecting. They do have a booster stand that they've rolled right up next to the launch pad, or the orbital launch pad. So we are expecting them to start on that. Yeah, if you guys have questions, you can send those in the chat. We'll be glad to answer them for you. We debated setting up over by the main gate, but you can't really see the booster because you're looking through everything. So we thought this would be a little bit of a better angle for when they actually are ready to do the lift. So we're hoping that they do the lift. They hooked it up all last night, spent quite a bit of time doing that, so it should be ready. And there's been a lot of activity on the base of the pad this morning in the hour that we've been here. So I'm actually going to take a look and see if there's anybody in the base of the crane, because we can see right in the cabin of the crane here. Hard to tell, maybe. One of the towers is so real in life. Yeah, it's huge. Do they leave the engines on when they use the thrust rams? I believe so. Can you move it in the center of the booster 4? You mean like center the booster on the screen or zoom in on the center of the booster? Which one are you thinking? You can punch it on the base though.
Hello. Oh, nice.
Probably zoom. Or earthquake or Boca Chica. No earthquake. Just tripod movement. Enhance. Yeah, exactly. Fill the chat with enhance. We can enhance it more, I think, if we wanted to. A little bit at least. Absolutely. Morning, Marcus. Good to see you. What is the geography in Boca Chica? Is it prone to earthquakes or floods? Definitely you can have flooding. Definitely that. I mean, it's southern U.S., so there can be earthquakes, but generally speaking, I wouldn't say so. Yeah, we tried to be. We were out here pretty early this morning. Last few hours here, so wanted to get it here, enjoy the views. Morning, how's it going?
Good. How you guys
Good.
doing?
Good.
How was the drive back?
Good.
Was good?
Yeah, long,
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
No big deal. Yeah. Just takes a while. 3 days, about like 2.5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good day for a lift, right?
Yeah. Come on. I'm giving them 2 hours.
I know, right? I was thinking, are they gonna do it at sunrise? I don't know. They usually do, but just kind of been watching it all morning.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they've got till 10:30. I'm cutting them off at that point.
All right, and then
Because then we have to leave.
then we shut them down.
Yeah.
for
Then
another day or two.
then they're done.
Yeah.
then they can hold it till I'm back.
Right. Right.
But
Red camera you got?
No, it's a Ursa Mini Pro.
That is
It's
beauty.
Tim's setup. So
Oh, is that
super,
right?
Super lucky to carry it
Oh,
around. Yeah,
that's so cool.
it's awesome.
Oh,
It's been a lot of fun.
how long have you been working for Tim? Well, with Tim.
Well,
sorry.
yeah. Like since SN8.
Really?
For-
Oh,
for
wow.
like
For a
last
while.
year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Awesome. I'm a space noob. It's only because of this guy I've
Yeah,
been
right
learning
on, man.
about
That's right. You,
SpaceX
man.
and
Jill.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
tonight.
Hey everybody, we are back. Oh, it's bobbing like that because it's on a very small tripod, and when I tap to mute or zoom, that's why, or refocus. But no, we were just hanging out talking with Ryan from Cosmic Perspectives and Everyday Astronauts, and just chatting about that a little bit. So, want to respect people's privacy, and not always stream those conversations when they don't know they're on camera. So,
Do you want me to set this up? Maybe it'll be better.
in a bit. Hey, Brad, how's it going? If you're just joining us, let us know where you're watching from. You can send any questions. That scared the crap. Sorry. Boo. We're back. Yeah. Keeping an eye on it. Hopefully we'll see a lift here in the next hour and a bit. You're getting seasick? The little bit you're getting is from the wind. So here, we'll punch back out so it's a little less. We are on a tripod though.
Maybe I'll do this.
There we go. Check the angle. There's Jiho's head.
I'm just setting up a new tripod for Zach.
Oh. There we go. There, we'll keep that view for a little bit. Maybe that's a little less wiggly for you guys. Got it a little more squished in the sand. Gotta check out a little bit of Tim Dodd's gear, Everyday Astronaut. Awesome. Awesome setup there. Ribbit. Come on, guys, lift the thing. You know you want to. So there is a blue lift under there right now. Checking out some Raptors. 29 Raptor engines installed on Booster 4. Everyone's starting to show up, so I feel like people think things are going to happen. Hard to tell. I don't think there's anybody in the man lift yet, or in the crane bottom. But we are keeping an eye on it. It's a swamp there, no cows. That's why I ribbit, not mooed. But that is true. There are no cows. Ooh, getting some, if you can see that in the bottom right corner, in the kind of top of the sea can there's some venting. A semi-truck showed up and hooked up and is delivering some cryogenic fuel to the site. Being there, hanging out with all the other YouTubers, sharing this impressive scenery must be a great experience. It just feels right. It's really neat, and I think Ryan said something really cool here, and I don't think he'd mind if I shared. Was, you know, we were talking about, you know, in any industry, when new people join, you know, it's kind of seen as competition, and you don't necessarily want to see more people join because that could take away from what you're doing. But in this one, really, like, once you're here and you're talking with people and getting to know people and stuff, that competition stuff really starts to fade away. And it's really just all kind of team space. And we were saying, you know, like, really, if you think about all the people that are here, and, you know, we're very honored that, you know, we're slowly kind of earning our place on that page. You could fit everybody kind of on a small family tree on like a one-page paper of just actually everybody that's here documenting this. So it's really unique being out here this early. You know, obviously we're about a year behind many of these people, but with the pandemic, this is the earliest we could get down here, and we're excited we're here now and to be here for the future of these big tests. But then having, you know, good friends down here like Will with Space Daily and stuff that are here daily. It is pretty unique place. Something you don't really have this type of community or atmosphere really anywhere else in the world, where you just come and hang out and look at big metal structures. And yeah. Any news on the chopsticks? Nothing yet. They're hanging out on the ground. They were still painting them yesterday, so they're getting them ready. If you're just joining us, though, take a moment, let us know where you're watching from, engage that like button. I know we say it on and off, but it really does help us out.
My camera's ready. In case we do need to film again.
What does Starbase smell like? A little salty because of the ocean. There really isn't a smell. It's pretty neutral.
Can you smell sand? That's what I'm smelling.
I mean, when someone drives by, it smells sandy.
Yeah.
More tastes it than smells it. But I wouldn't say there's... I mean, when a truck drives by, it smells like diesel. But that's about it. Do you know everybody's writing to you? What do you mean, Augusto? Sorry, I don't understand. They're writing to me, like, in the comments? Yeah, we're keeping an eye on the comments here. Or are people commenting, like, in the actual comments, not the live chat? Let me check those. Oh, yeah, there are some in here. No, we answer everybody. Trying to answer everybody. But yeah, if you guys have questions, you can send those in. We're glad to answer them for you. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that question. Is there a little town where you are? There's the town of Boca Chica down the road. That's kind of in between the launch site and the build site. But it's not really the public anymore. It's I think there's 3 or 4 people in the public that still own their property. Everything else is SpaceX. So, has the lift happened yet? No, it has not happened. It's hooked up, ready to lift. So we're waiting for them to lift it off of the pad. I want to know how far you are. Well, you can't see it just at the angle we're at, but like right behind the launch tower, about 2 miles away is the build site. And the village is like 3/4 of the way there. So we're like a mile and a half. Thanks. What about crowd tests? Can you smell them from your smell point? They're not doing any crowd testing. Really venting, there isn't a smell to it. You're venting normally like liquid oxygen type of thing, so it just goes into the atmosphere. I'm sure if there was like a large depress, then maybe, but the only real venting we have seen, we saw one of the GSEs being tested first day we were here, like actual daytime we were here, and then we've seen a lot of trucks coming, and there's always a little bit of venting where they get hooked up. Yeah, we're outside. I mean, we're sitting on the back of our car, but yes, we're outside. No, grasses really don't have a smell. They're kind of just desert grass. Nothing really special. There's some more venting there. If you can see in the bottom right corner of your screen, that is where the semis hook up to fill up the tanks. The orbital tank farm, that's where they hook up. So you do see some venting there occasionally. Right now we're on the public road. So here, I'll pan over so you guys can see here. So movement, 3, 2, yeah, we're moving. There, we're on the road. So this is, you're allowed to park here. We can switch it around. 3, 2, 1, hello. So this is where we are, back of our 4Runner.
Dream car.
His dream car that he didn't know we were getting. But yeah, check out the shop. You can get our Raptors and Slew shirt. But yeah, we're just hanging out here on the side where it's we're allowed to be, unless there was a road closure in effect or testing, we wouldn't be allowed to. But we're gonna quickly, you know, we've seen this a few times today. Just the venting as they hook up and dehook, or attach and reattach. I'm not too sure. The cryogenic fuels to fill up the orbital tank farm. So they are getting it ready. We saw one vent the first day out of, see if I can point here, out of one of these vents. We saw some from that on day one. I'm not sure if we got that on stream or not, but those are the big vents there. So we'll keep an eye and see if we see any more of those. Looks like they're doing some work on the crane here. Maybe they're going to detach that GSE cover. So yeah, the catch arms will be installed next week after they move booster 4, getting closer. Yep, so they want to move booster 4 out of the way so that they are able to just have that extra room to install these catch arms. Yes, they sleeved the that tank yesterday in the early morning. So that's what they did there. We're gonna try to get this to balance for you here and turn this. There we go. Sorry guys, bear with me. Just readjusting this tripod here. There we go. Punching on the base just for a little bit. Yeah, the fact that this is open to anybody, yeah, it's actually quite fascinating that it's really that open to the public. Anyone can drive up and park here and take a view and see what's going on. And really a lot of people don't. Any clues on progress to the launch? Right now, we're thinking they're targeting, we know they were targeting September 13th. Then we know they were targeting October, or September 30th. Then we know they were targeting October 10th, I believe it was. And then we heard they were targeting October 30th. But at this point, we're saying they're looking mid to end of November. Just based on some of the timelines that they have to do with the FAA and some of the progress there. So it is definitely something that is a moving timeline from what we've been hearing from within Starbase. Something that, you know, most people don't even know what the current target date is because it moves like every day depending how things are going. So yeah, always moving. If you guys have questions, you can send those in. Glad to answer them for you. There's a lot of people on the base there, so I think they're getting ready to do something. But do any of you remember from the last lift? I'm trying to think back to it. Did they put the man lifts up, or were they gone? Because that white lift is gone. That was next to it yesterday to hook it up. So rapid prototyping doesn't fear intelligence threats because they already... Yeah, exactly. I mean, Booster 5's already half done. So they're definitely getting... They're rapid advancing. That's all right. That's for sure. Lots of people looking around the base. It looks very remote, but there's good service. How do you stream? So we right now are on an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and then we have a hotspot service through one of the US providers. Out at the launch site, we've had great service. The build site's a little more spotty, but the launch site's pretty good. I think it's just because we're closer to South Padre. Remember, Elon originally said July, but that was very unrealistic. Absolutely. I don't think they had lifts up when they put the booster down. I don't know about the... Yeah, I know they had them when they put the booster up because they had to unhook it. But I don't remember them putting it down. I'm not sure we actually ended up streaming that one because they did it so early in the morning. Now, keep in mind, when they start doing something here, like let's say they do it at 6:30 a.m. here, it's a 30 to 45-minute drive from Brownsville or over an hour and a bit from South Padre. So for the creators that are out here and the people documenting, you know, do show them support when you can. There's a lot of driving to get here and there. There are no services out here, so you have to bring everything and be ready to be here for as long as you need to be. And if you get stuck on one side of the road closure, you are there until they reopen the road. There's no negotiating getting by, so... Lots of people going up into the bunker as well there. So those stairs that you're seeing lead up into the bunker part. Seems to be some meeting spaces and stuff in there, so... Come on, let's lift the booster. Let's do it. What's the temperature? Let's find out. It is currently 27 degrees Celsius or 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Right now the wind is to the southwest at 7 miles per hour. It's 63% humidity right now as well. So it's great lift conditions here at Starbase. The people look very small from the distance. They really do. It really gives you an idea of scale. You can't really tell how big the booster is until you actually see people on it. Last night we saw some people on the very top of it walking around, and we got some clips of, or some pictures of that, and it really gives you a really great idea of just how big Starship is, but also how small it is in retrospect. The workers just use guidelines once it's lifted to move around. Yeah, exactly. So those should all still be hooked up. The lift is gone, so it doesn't look like they're going to go back up to the hook points. So it looks like they pretty much are ready to actually lift. Bob sounds nice. I hope you have good sunscreen. Yeah, we forgot the sunscreen yesterday. Clicked a little bit.
I look like a monster.
Jiho says he looks like a lobster. No, today we're good. We're in the shade right now in the back of the car, and it'll be shaded until we have to pack up for today. Do you think them taking the boosters just to install the chopsticks, or could they be doing that to TPS skirt the booster engines? I think it's just for the chopsticks. Also, they want to learn how to stack this. We had talked to some people within Starbase that were saying that they take it on and off a number of times, as well as put Starship on top of a booster a number of times before they actually launch it, because they want to learn how to do it. They want to work out those kinks. They want to get it down to as fast as possible. Because like right now, it's taking them an hour, hour and a half, plus just the movement part, not the hookup part. So they wanted to get that down because, ultimately Elon wants, an hour and a half turnaround. How big is the area? Is it comparable to Cape Canaveral? Nowhere near. The launch site here is, I would say, small. Is definitely smaller than just Pad 39A. The build site is probably, like, if you squared it up and made it square rather than a rectangle, it's similar to the VAB section, but it wouldn't be as wide. Like if you tried to make it a square, yeah, VAB area is still bigger. So there's quite a bit larger. Now, you have to keep in mind, at Pad 39A, you can't get, this is well more than fenced off. Even though you're on a government property, there's another fence and then another fence. They have quite a big region for that. So also here, when they built the Saturn V in the Pad 39A, they said 3 miles. Oh, excuse me. 3 miles was the closest they felt safe having a building in case of an explosion. Here, we're just under 2 miles to the build site. So even that's a difference, depending what could occur. So all in all, yes, a much smaller space. The actual sections are really tiny in retrospect. They look a lot bigger on camera than they are here. You can walk from one end of the launch site to the other in 3-4 minutes. Maybe 2 if you're actually just walking and not kind of having to worry about traffic. So movement. Why is everyone worried about... I missed that one. Let me see it. Why is everyone worried about Zach's sunscreen? It's not like Canadians catch fire in sunlight, right, Zach? Zach, please tell me, Canadians. I will tell you that my skin is finally not hot to the touch. But it was definitely hot to the touch last night for a while from the sun. So. How many cranes are there? Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, are we including man lifts as cranes? Or we want cranes only? Because if we're doing cranes only, 1, 2, 3, 4... I think there's 5 that are actually up. Yeah, 5 that are actually up. There's a lot of man lifts, so. Zach hardly ever gets sunlight, so it's just a burn. Remember the studio in the basement. I'm very excited for the freezing studio in the basement, where I complain that the air conditioning's too much. We're going to pan over... Well, actually... I feel like the booster's playing games with me. I thought it was moving for a second. Mirage. Where are they moving the booster to? They are moving the booster right here. There's a little stand for it. So, very little lift. Yeah, we're going to pan over here for just a moment. Is that the moon in the top right? Yeah, right up here. No, moon's... Yes, just by the crane. See... Yeah, there's the moon. Up in the distance. We're going to take a second, pan over this way, movement. I know, sorry guys. This man lift keeps going up and down. So let's see what they're going to do. That booster keeps teasing me. I keep thinking it's moving. See, and the second we move it over, they go back down again. See, watch this. We've aimed over there, and now they'll move the booster. They're definitely moving it soon because I see on SNF, you see blokes just standing there looking down at the hold clamp system. Okay, good to know. Yeah, we're going to move back because I don't want to miss that. So we're going to switch back here. Start the movement, guys. There we go. You can definitely hear like chains moving and stuff, so yeah, there's a group of them. Yeah, I think they're going through and preparing it, but we'll see. That's the thing, there's really no notice. We haven't heard any announcement. The other times we've heard them lift, they normally have made a warning announcement to like clear the region. Because keep in mind, this booster is pressurized just like a pop can right now. So that's something important to keep in mind of what's going on there. So is there much remaining work to be done on the launch stand? Yeah, there's lots to do with like connecting the tank farm and stuff. That stuff still needs to be all done. Sorry, we're just listening in to hear them yelling, trying to hear what they're saying. I'm just waiting for them. Lift the thing already. Probably gonna hear some noise for a minute. It looks like the garbage truck's arriving. I think a good sign is when they all start to walk down those stairs. Garbage truck's doing the lift. Could you imagine? Taking out the trash. Booster 4. Booster 5 is almost ready. I know. There's no point in fixing it. It'll just come off again. Huh?
looked like it was. That's why here. Sit. I'll just put it behind you so it wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I had.
There you go. And go.
Wheel booster 4 will take itself out. NSF showing propellant tanks of sorts moving down highway. Propellant tank. Oh, like more semis? Or actual tanks? Troll the YouTuber day. Yeah, I know. Troll the YouTuber's last day. So let me know. Are those propellant like actual tanks or are they semis? Okay, can't really see. Are they long and skinny but not very tall? Because if they are, then they're semis. We've had a couple already this morning. And quite a few yesterday. Oh, that was close. Oh, I thought the garbage truck was about to take out a car.
Oh, it looked like.
They don't look like semis, to be honest. No, it's them big white pressure tanks. Big white pressure. And this was on which stream? I'll pull it up. We might go for a walk then. NSF, Sentinel clap. Okay. Oh. Those are fun. Yeah, Jiho and I are going to... They're not going to move the booster. Those are coming in. Those are coming from the build site right now. Those are driving down the road. Now, those are still at the build site. So, cryo shells moving. Those are different cryo shells than we've seen, though. So, I don't know where those are going to go. But Jiho and I are going to go for a walk. And we'll bring you guys with us. So, it'll be a portable camera for a little bit. And in front of the camera. And one more time.
It's good job. It won't close if we don't do it as close as possible. So, here we go.
And we'll grab the hotspot. Beautiful. All right, you guys ready to go for a walk? We're gonna go see some big tanks. Bear with me here. Where were you, Justin? They're moving too quick. Are they? No, we'll got it. There we go. coming, Jiho? Now, if we do drop the connection, bear with us, it'll come back. We are staying on our hotspot. Just about to turn at the track station. Awesome. Now, where do you guys want us to be? Do you want us at the main gate? Thinking the main gate's where they're gonna go. Do this as like a walking tour? In between? Because there's nowhere for them to fit here. Yeah, it really is. So this is where they're fueling the orbital tank farm. Yeah, I'm not sure where they're gonna go. So this is where they had this GSE cover was standing here. Bob, thank you so much for that donation. I appreciate it. Sent it in, no comment or anything. Thank you so much. No trespassing, Raptors loose. Matches my shirt. Now there's two of them, so I don't think they're gonna fit here. So I think we're gonna go down to the main road. There's the booster. And this is pretty much the closest you can get. Sorry, it's a little shaky. We're on handheld right now. They both fit there? I don't think so. This is pretty small. I think they're gonna go in the main door. But if we set up down here, they can drive past us and we follow them back. Near pad A, yeah. That's a possibility. Maybe for some bigger testing. Give you an idea of scale. So this is pretty much coming up past the halfway point for like the length of the launch site. Really not that big. But I think there's a nice shaded spot right here that we're gonna call home. Because I think they're gonna come right in here. How far are they, guys? Near halfway. There we go. Sorry, we're back. Let me know if we're back here. And here comes the Starbase dog for a visit. Hey, buddy. Perfect, we're back. Put a cam on the dog. Oh, could you imagine dog cam? Hey, buddy. He just wanders around, owns the place. Yeah, this is wide open. Why don't you go in? Yeah, we don't want to do that. We saw what happened when someone else did that. A lot of things happened to that person. A lot of court cases. There's something you don't do. We are keeping an eye on the booster as well, just in case they decide to move it at the same time. Oh, they're moving. We're gonna pivot the camera here for a second. Not sure how clear this will be. Moving one of the robot lifts. I'm gonna try and get you guys stable here. Let me know if that looks okay, guys. Looks good? Awesome. A little crooked, but not sure I can get any less crooked than that, unfortunately. Just the way the ground is. You got big tanks headed your way. Yeah, that's why we're here. We just thought we'd... Orientation. There we go. We just sent you for a little ride. Let's just lock you guys in here a little better. Ouch. Mile away. Nice palm. Thank you. Trying to get this a little more level for you guys. Maybe that'll do. Ish.
You want me to go grab the other?
Oh, I know why we're not level. Do this. Do this. I unscrew this one. There we go. That's better. Thanks for bearing with me, guys, there. Take a moment, like, subscribe. If you can, fill the comments with, I don't know, booster coming or something. Let people know what's happening. Or tanks coming. We are keeping an eye on the booster as well. Anyone want to let us know where those tanks are? How they're doing? Don't see them just yet. Just over halfway. Okay, thanks, guys.
It is 9:35.
An hour.
Less than an hour.
These tanks might be the biggest thing we see.
The biggest thing? What do you mean?
Well, we're not gonna see this lift. I don't think.
There seems like they're still working on the thing.
Well, they always do. Do you know what glue they use for the heat tiles? I don't actually. That's a good question. We can write that one down and try to find out for you. You should see them in a few minutes. Yeah, it looks like maybe one last wave of cars before they get here. They just let traffic through, big line behind them. Yeah, that's what I figured. If you're interested, they've got a couple big fuel tanks coming.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I went by.
You went by them? Slow but quick.
Yeah, these are laying down.
Yeah.
So they're not high.
Yeah, they're not those ones. I'm not sure where they're going to put them. Starting to run out of space.
I don't know.
in a minute away. Awesome. Well, that's true. What we'll do. There you go. They're gonna come down the road.
Okay. You want me to take a video?
Sure. Just entered the bend. Okay, awesome. You guys are amazing. Take a moment, hit the like. Can we get to that 100 like mark before they appear in the corner? If you're new, take a moment, engage that subscribe button. Really does help us out as well. Maybe flood the chat. I don't know. Is there like a tank emoji or anything? You guys are amazing. 103. They're behind ship 20. Awesome. Excuse me. It is dusty out here. Thank you. Bless me times 4. Thank you. What?
Just stretching it out.
Here they come. Don't see them yet. Everybody's watching the wide shots so they can track them, but they're in this last bend. 60 seconds away.
You want me to go ahead and take start video?
I don't know where they're going, so I would stay here because they'll normally stop people.
Here, okay.
At least they do with the ships and the boosters, so. Oh, I see a white truck. I bet that's leading them. Watch them make a U-turn. Just be like, psych. Oh, I see the pilot car. I'm gonna leave it on wide, guys, if that's okay with you. See the flashing?
Yeah, So why is this tank significant?
Because it's a new tank. We have no idea what it's doing. It's just a new tank.
Just a new tank? Okay.
Or 2 of them. At least 2 of them. Someone speeding around the pilot car. Really shouldn't do that. There they are. Big tanks.
Here they come. Look at that.
Yeah, it's got to be for like the recondenser or something. Tank ain't coming yet. Tweet it out. And the booster's still on the ground. We're watching. Are they rolling the tank down? Sorry, I missed the half of that. These are horizontal tanks. These are not vertical tanks, from what we know. But we're not too sure. And believe it or not, we are the only ones at the gate right now. Everybody else is up on the hill for the booster. If you ever wanted to, great time to drop a super chat or a like if you wanted to help support us, get our camera here more often. Just 2 of them, right, everybody? They should go right by. So you think they're going to gate 2? I don't think they'd fit. Well, if they do, we'll turn. The guys picking up the pylons right across the street, they might be parking them right on the side of the road here. I think they're parking them right there.
I think so too. In which case, we can take a closer picture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they're parking them right beside us, guys. Look like giant Tic Tacs? They do look like giant spiky Tic Tacs. Jiho. Sorry. Lens swap, camera on, go. They stole the new blend tanks? That's bad, guys. We'll turn the camera once the second one goes by. Where do you guys want to see them turn it? What do you guys want? We're gonna turn it here. So they're taking one in and parking one on the side of the road. This is because of you guys. Yep, they still are. Should we walk down a little bit? We're not sure what they'll be used for, but they probably recondenser. Yeah, it's really incredible. We'll walk down just a little bit more. A Tic Tac, Marcus. So we have a crane that's now driving over here. We're gonna turn this here, guys. This red crane has been extended and is driving over. We've got Jiho on the far side as well. They might be lifting this thing. How else are they gonna move the tank? I mean, fair. But the fact that I'm standing maybe 50 feet away from this thing, they're letting a few cars through here. So we thought we'd be here for a booster lift, but it looks like we might be getting a tank lift instead. Ask if it's a water tank for the ground. Actually, that'd be a really smart call. It's really amazing just getting to stand here. It doesn't feel like we should be allowed to. Can you talk to the workers, or do they? I mean, you can, but when they're lifting something like this, you don't want to. This is a very heavy piece of machinery. They've got an intermediate row closure in effect right now. Jiho's talking to the driver, which is amazing. Now, it'd be cool if they lifted the booster at the same time. Multitasking, yeah. So The driver legit just asked for our card. That's cool. This is why we're here, folks. Oh, they're just squeaking that crane through. We're gonna head down where Jiho is, okay? We are now like 15 feet away from this tank.
Have like one of those like YouTube posts like people of SpaceX or something.
That's
Thanks again, Joe.
so we've got Joe who's driving this tank in here today. Sorry guys, it's hard to see your chats right now just with the sun glare. Got a little coverage here, so if you have some questions, you can let us know. Yeah, very true. How's it going? Jeremy, your road closure is opening back up. And that, folks, is why they asked you to slow down. That guy was within like a foot of Joe here. If you're coming down here, better slow than sorry. And there she goes. We'll head back to the shade so we can answer all your guys' questions in just a second here. Maybe someday, we'll see. But I think with that, we're gonna head back to the car, rehydrate, and what time is it?
10:10. So we probably should.
We only got about another 10-15 minutes out here, guys. So we're gonna head back to our the car setup, give some final views there, maybe some final thoughts, and unfortunately, we'll have to pack up and leave Starbase for now. Gotta head back up to Houston, but we're gonna stay live here, so you can send in your last comments, questions. We will answer those as we go. If you're watching this on the replay, don't forget to like and subscribe. It does still help the video. And we hope to be back down here as soon as possible, but that gives you just a great shot of the booster. Yeah, we're on the field. We're like, look at this. This is how much we're on the field. There's the shoes.
My feet.
That's it. One of the semis that just fueled up the tank farm. Do that one more time. And that is that. Wasn't a booster lift, but you know what? That was still pretty cool. We hope to be back down here very soon. But we know for sure we'll be here for the orbital flight. Don't forget to have subscribed. I mean the beach. Yeah, very accurate. We will be at Johnson Space Center tomorrow for a VIP tour of the Apollo Mission Control Center, the astronaut training facility. So stay tuned. We might jump on for a couple of minutes. You have a picture of me though,
Yeah.
with that behind. And we're gonna switch you around for a second streaming. You're gonna see Jiho. Awesome. Thank you.
Me too.
Perfect. Was I smiling? Oh yeah, I was. Beauty. Thank you. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Not today, huh?
Oh, so always down here. You from the area? Yeah.
What about you two?
We're from Canada.
Oh, Edmonton, Canada, in Alberta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're from Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For this reason?
Yeah, I run a YouTube channel called The Launchpad, so we're actually live right now. But we're a space media agency covering news and education. So we were in Florida for Inspiration 4. We were invited by the commander to cover that. And we already came into the States and went through all the COVID stuff. So we're like, we may as well stop by Starbase for a couple of days. So, but definitely we'll be back for the launch. Can't miss that. What are the general feelings of the local community? Are people happy they're here? Is it kind of mixed at all?
When I speak for the local community, I speak for the Earth.
Absolutely.
Very happy.
Yeah.
I decided a long time ago, and irregardless of, I respect the local people and respect things, I also have an obligation towards Earth.
Absolutely.
And the human species has, it's just a human species continuing to survive.
Absolutely.
Sometimes some things outweigh other things in decision making.
100%.
No matter what, we try to make it as least of an impact on a local community. The local community here is activated in an amazing way.
Mhm.
I've seen less trafficking.
One more
Mm.
time.
I've seen less trafficking.
Yeah.
Less
Yeah.
human
Especially,
trafficking.
especially the borders right there, right?
I've seen
So.
less human trafficking. I know just this weekend we were able to move 15,000 people that were underneath the bridge down here.
Wow.
That have been living underneath the bridge, and now our number's at 150.
Oh, that's
Wow,
awesome.
that's
I
amazing.
don't know all the details of how they moved it, but within it was a huge cooperation effort.
That's fantastic to hear.
Do you,
I saw that.
do you think SpaceX contributed towards like the economy in Brownsville and the surrounding area?
Well, anything that is something like this contributes to the local area economy. I believe that there's a huge ability to turn on this town. It's never been here before.
Right.
As a border community that works. I haven't seen a border community yet in my human experience that works. I know we built walls. I just visited the post office here in Brownsville, and the gentleman, he's a military man at the post office, and he was there when the Berlin Wall fell.
Mm.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
I was like, hey, what do you feel about the wall then, sir? And he's like, yeah, that's a lot of money. We're going to need to fix the local people.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to work.
So just to clarify, when you say works, what does that mean?
That means that the local people have a general feeling of contentment, safety, and security and prosperity. And when they wake up in the morning, they got a spark in their eye. No matter what they're doing, they are secure on a base of their shelter, their water purification,
which is huge.
Their kids have a possibility of being a part of this. Their schools feel good. So a way that everybody wakes up with a twinkle in their eyes.
Yeah.
I want to see twinkle in their eyes.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
That's so cool to hear.
And despite what's going on with politics and racial injustice and everything, you're in your point of view, based on what you're seeing, you're saying that people are pretty content, happy. They don't feel like they're being oppressed by SpaceX or anything like that.
I don't feel that SpaceX would be the cause of any suppression.
Okay.
I see SpaceX as the cure for a suppression.
Okay.
You know,
That's
so
a
and
really good way
sometimes,
of...
yeah, the cure I think takes time. It's like if you're sifting a globe upside down, you know, to change time, you know, like you're marking an hour. It's like we're like, you know,
and it gets hardest right before it goes.
We got it, you know,
Yeah.
and it's just surfing, trying to figure out the local needs too, and to make sure there's a balance between making you a billionaire because you have this land, what to do with that afterwards. Like,
Right.
This
What can you do to the local?
Was this in your family for generations? Like you're going to need to make sure that you still have access to land that's been in generational.
You know what's really,
Absolutely.
you know what's really cool? I don't know if you know about this, but Elon Musk, he sold his mansion because he's never there, and he's living in a very, very humble, tiny home. Did you say it was Boca Chica?
Yeah, he has one there.
Yeah,
he's got a few homes, but
he doesn't have $1 million home. He's really, based on what I can see and what the space community can see, and according to him, he really wants this project to lift off so people can, you know, one day experience space.
Why would he put himself in that situation?
I don't know. That's a very good question. We think that he's just passionate about the survival of the human species, right? And just innovation.
I think also knowing that you don't need extras always. You know, you can be very raw and just be here. You don't have to always have the shiniest of everything to be able to still live a happy life.
And I agree. You don't need a Lamborghini or Ferrari when you're a millionaire. You can just have a decent SUV just to get from point A to point B, right? Like, you don't need fancy stuff.
Do we have a culture, do you believe, that lives by I have a choice? Like, for that freedom? Do we have a culture that can move from one town to another, just be like, okay, this town isn't working for me. I need to move over here, and still have the resources?
Depending on the region, maybe.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say globally.
Yeah.
Or even within the whole country. I think it very much depends on how possibly your family establishment was. Like, it's a big thing to move. I don't think we live in a culture right now that you can just pick up and, okay, we're going, and go. You know, it takes some planning, saving to be able to get on the ground and move. I think there's probably some more flexibility now. I know a lot of things are starting to rehire again, so maybe it's a little more open now just because of the last 2 years. But I'd say it depends where you are.
As a first generation immigrant from Canada,
You're from where?
I'm from Korea. Yeah. It's a very we have our family has a very humble beginning. Right, we immigrated to the country 17 years ago now, and you know, settling definitely is hard. It's a privilege to settle in an American country. Not everyone gets to do it. You do have to come from we came in as a workers community. With skilled workers family, so my parents had
That's a way skilled worker. Like, that's not your normal skilled worker. Like, you consider that. That's interesting profiling for your parents' got.
Right.
Versus that skill, are they even?
I mean, you know.
All right, we're back, guys.
That's interesting because my dad used to teach at University of Toronto, but you know, English was a very it was a challenge for him. But due to that fact, and he didn't want to teach anymore, so he actually had a
We've been grounded.
career. He's a scaffolder. Yeah, he's a scaffolder, right? So.
Wow, so they came here halfway training. And what happens on day 2? Think about it. Like, a person comes in and immigrates into a culture. They finally like, okay, I got the hang of it. brings up the scenario.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I could be this person in this avenue. So
It's interesting because when we first came to Canada, there was Eastern Canada, right? There weren't any job opportunities there for labor. So what we did was we moved to Western Canada, where there's more opportunities. Yeah. So I think it's depending on which city is growing. I believe Brownsville is going to be one of those cities that's north.
Can you guys see all right?
Not only to the neighborhood themselves, but from Korea, from China.
How's it going?
They're even
Yes.
seeing that Chinese, I don't know if you
Got a whole rig with a bunch of different kinds of bikes.
All right, guys, sorry about that. Talking to some locals, getting to know their stories, and don't want to stream people's stories without them knowing. So, really awesome people down here. Total team space community. Jiho, can you? But that is going to do it for us from Starbase. We are gonna pack up the car, head out. And make our way to South Padre for the afternoon, and then back up to Houston. We might jump on, do like a Q&A while we're driving or tonight. But if you haven't yet, take a moment, subscribe here, but join our Discord. Really does help us out. Discord, you can talk to us pretty much 24/7, ask questions. And yeah, honestly, just from like the bottom of my heart, from Jiho, from Tyler when we were in Florida, thank you guys for making this possible. This idea was, you know, in January, Marcus will say it in the chat, we were talking, oh, it'd be cool to go visit Starbase in a year or two. Go cover a launch in a year or two. Here we are 9 months later doing both. And that's because of you guys. So thank you for being on this journey with us. We're excited to bring you along the way. Lots of learning on this trip. And yeah, what we do next is going to be night and day different than what you guys saw on this trip. And we're excited to show that to you. Definitely check out NASA Spaceflight. I believe Nick Asuni's down here. Cosmic Perspectives down here today. Check all of them out. I know some of them will have live streams of the booster lifting. But that's going to do it for us. If you have last questions, you can send those in. It's a warm one today. What would you do if you saw Elon? Oh my goodness. I don't know. We were almost meeting him at Inspiration, but pandemic got in the way of that. So I have to wait and see. He bashfully hide. No, I would hidingly photograph. But there's one last view. Booster 4 next time we see it. Hopefully have a Starship on top. And be on one of its last days until it flies. We are going to try to come down 3-4 days before launch. Do some last close-up stuff. Whew, it's warm.
Super.
Watch out. And go from there. I'll switch this around. One last view for you guys. Thank you again for being here. Make sure you have followed us over on Twitter and Instagram. We're going to be posting photos starting probably tomorrow or the next day of our time here. And that's going to do it for now. But for now, this is Zach of the Launchpad at the Launchpad of Starbase, Texas, signing off. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
That was a